Denae Mohlman Pruden was a three-time first-team all-conference volleyball player at Utah State, and she is one of only two players in school history to do that. Her senior year, she helped Utah State to its first ever NCAA Tournament. The Aggies advanced to the second round and finished the year ranked 22nd in the nation. She ranks first all-time in school history with a .349 hitting percentage and still holds the top three spots for hitting percentage in a season.
When Jerry called me, I was super excited about getting inducted. He had left a message. So when I told my husband, I think my husband kind of was like, oh, maybe, I don't think so. That's not it. And then when I called and Jerry told me, I was so excited. And it's such a privilege. I couldn't believe it because I just didn't think I'd ever have the chance. So I'm really excited about it. I was so grateful, obviously, for Ginny Alexander for taking a chance on me because she did just happen to, get this letter and was like, I think I'll try her out. And they were looking for a middle and it worked out. So obviously with Ginny, she was my coach my freshman and sophomore year. Probably my coach at Utah State at the beginning of my career who made the biggest difference was Mike Jordan. He was my coach my freshman year, and he really worked with the middles. And he just figured out a way to let me get lots of kills. So I was really successful my freshman year. We did some kind of tweaking on some of the sets and things that helped me be able to get a lot of kills, and that's where my hitting percentage was pretty high that freshman year, and I got a lot of decent accolades just because I think that he believed in me. Honestly, probably even a lot more than I believed in myself. I just have so many special memories. There's all these memories, but especially that senior season was so fun. I think the three seniors, we had three seniors at that point, and the three of us just knew that this was our last year. We were all pretty integral in the success of the program, and we'd been playing a really long time together, and that senior season was so much fun. That was probably, I don't know if I say that was my favorite season. They're all my favorite seasons. It's hard to pick, but that's one that was probably my most memorable season, was my senior year. So that would have been our 2000 season. I think it was just some of the big wins. We had some really big wins that year, and then being able to make it to the NCAA tournament for the very first time in any volleyball, like Utah State volleyball program, was such a special experience for us. And then to end the season ranked was a really huge accomplishment as well. We'd never even been ranked, and we even ended the season ranked. So I just think that season was such a special season. Two of my most memorable matches were from my senior year. My first was when we beat Brigham Young University, so we beat BYU, and they were ranked 10th at the time, and so we beat them in 3, and it was at home. It was so fun. We were so excited. They almost got us that first set. I think it was 13-15, and so we just barely got them that first set, and then every single set they scored less points, and that was a really fun memory to be able to beat them at home. And that senior year, we ended up beating both Utah and Weber State, and then BYU, so we ran kind of the Utah. We were able to beat all the Utah teams. So that was a really fun memory. And my other most memorable match that year was against Santa Barbara. They were ranked ninth at the time in the country. And they, that last set, back then it was more normal to, we call it bageling. We bageled Santa Barbara, meaning that they didn't score any points. So we beat them 15-0. And that was the only team I think I'd ever done that to. In college especially, it was not obviously very common in college to bagel somebody, but so exciting. And to have them be a 9th-ranked team and then be able to come out and beat them. There's just some of my teammates, especially all my teammates from California, because I had a lot that were from California. They were so excited about beating them. So those were probably my two most memorable matches that senior season. My sophomore season, we had a new coaching staff come in, and his name was Tom Peterson, and he brought in some really fun coaches to coach with us, Grayson and Shay, and we just had such a good time with that group. And Tom was a really different coach for us. We had been the first couple of years, I had really good coaches, but they were very more controlling. They wanted things done a very certain way, and so we had to play very exact. And when Tom came in, he really believed in letting us compete. And so really we would warm up for practices, we would probably pass and serve a little bit, and then we would just go into 6v6 competing back and forth these games. When we'd play these games, man, there were some of my teammates that would just get so into it, and like they'd be yelling across the net, and that was so different for me. My personality was much more of a like, can't we all just get along and play hard and get better? But for those years, I just loved. I don't know if we competed hard, like I think the time that we competed at practice was almost as hard or even harder than when we went and played the matches. And I really think that's what prepared us to be able to make the records we did during my junior and senior year, because we just knew how to compete. We'd get into those hard situations where you might think you might give up, and instead of giving up, we figured out we knew how to win. And we ended up winning the Eastern Division of the Big West that year, because once we hit, I think he prepared us, and once we hit our divisional, like our Big West play, we were just ready to roll with it. And so Tom holds a special place in my heart, because I really feel like he helped turn the program around to have the success that the teams were able to continue going forward, making it a second time to the NCAAs in 2001. And then they just from there, they were able to just really just grow. And it's so fun. I'm still here in the Valley, and to be able to go and watch the girls compete, and I try to come and support as much as I can. And it's just a fun experience for me to remember back when, and how much things have changed and things have grown. And really, because of Title IX, to be able to have these experiences for these female athletes is just an amazing thing, that they're able to participate in that and have that in their lives. And I'm really grateful for that.